John, grill it or chill it. The Big 12 is now Texas Tech's to lose.
I'm grilling that. I'm putting it on the side of the grill with the hottest flame. I think the Texas Tech going up to Utah and doing what they did, especially with Baron Morton getting hurt during the course of that game, nuts. And I think when we were breaking down the game last week and we realized that the strength of schedule was not super indicative or informative for either side of that one. Like neither team had really played anybody yet. But when you kind of like ran some of the success rate metrics and stuff like that, like Texas Tech had just been locked down on both fronts, like both against the run and against the pass. They had Devin Dampier just in misery throughout the afternoon on Saturday. I couldn't believe it. I felt bad for my boy. But this Texas Tech defense, a lot of people were wondering, like, okay, you have a ton of transfers coming in, but is it going to all gel? And it certainly has. It looks like it has, and I don't think that anyone else in the Big 10 or Big 12 really scares me when it comes to Texas Tech. So they've got some big games remaining, of course, and the book's not shut, but they are getting that win in Salt Lake City against what in my mind is probably the second best team in the Big 12. That absolutely puts them in the driver's seat here.
Yeah, I'm not going to throw this on the hottest flame like you are. I definitely am going to put this on like a low and slow, like I'm smoking this instead of full on grilling it. Just because, one, I can't quit Kenny Dillingham. Like, I still love Arizona State. And Iowa State is kind of just hanging around there on the side, too. And we'll see what Matt Campbell's squad looks like in a couple of weeks. But the Texas Tech schedule sets up very nicely for them. And yes, that performance on Saturday was incredible. They went into Salt Lake City and they won with a Utah-style performance. Like, that's what you expect out of those classic Utah teams from the past, 10 years. Texas Tech just did that. I mean, they had nearly 500 yards of total offense, and then they held Utah to just 263 total yards on offense, which is insane. I read you the Florida drive chart a few minutes ago. I got to do the same with Utah here. For the first three quarters, this is Utah's first 11 drives of this game. Punt, turnover on downs, fumble, return for a touchdown, fumble, punt, interception, field goal, punt. That was through three quarters what they allowed this Utah offense to get, which was next to nothing. I was thoroughly impressed by Texas Tech over this weekend. They talked about all these guys on defense in the transfer portal and what they brought in, and this defensive line looks awesome. And yeah, now it's starting to kind of have a little bit of that 2023 Florida State vibe where we see those transfers all gelling and looking like, oh, okay, they might actually run through this thing in the Big 12 here. But a big showdown coming up in Tempe in a few weeks with Texas Tech. I might have to turn that up to a full flame in a couple weeks there. But yeah, Texas Tech looks awesome at this point.